This is Smokin Joe's Multi-Mania, absolutely Essendon, of course, produced. Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in to our little corner of the internet. Today, we're going to try and follow up our victory from last week, where we were able to concoct a winning multi at a fairly decent price. And just to recap, we had Darcy Parish at 30-plus possessions, Andrew McGrath and Jai Caldwell, 20-plus, Nick Martin for a goal, and Essendon to be leading at quarter time against the Crows. So that was a pretty decent
congratulations
result.
on that. That was very, very well concocted, as you said.
I was feeling the pressure because...
Although I think I had a little say in how some of those
all right,
went.
Geez, you're very quick. Geez, my little bit of glory lasted about 1.6 seconds. But anyway, yes, it was a team effort, and we were able to... so anyone that was on board, I hope you were. If you'd already lost faith by then, don't blame you at all.
I think there was at least one of our viewers that went with it and happy to report their success, so that's great.
That's good.
That's almost like us acting as a charity there, isn't it?
Almost. But we have noticed other people also putting in their potential selections, which we definitely encourage. So
we don't encourage gambling, though. This is really just for matchsticks, and to be honest, it's light entertainment. Please don't take any of this too seriously. Okay, there's a disclaimer. Done.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now, how much can we throw away this week?
So today we're going to try and find a winning formula for the match against the Cats down at the Cattery Saturday night. There's some talk of rain, but there's some talk saying that it's just not a lot of precipitation. So maybe not as much to deal with as we think. But in general, the Smarties, the bookmakers, have got Geelong very firm favourites. I was surprised when I had a look.
Little bit of a surprise.
A few moments ago, Essendon are almost $4 to win. So not a lot of faith in the Dons.
Similar to the Fremantle game.
No. That was a lot closer.
Oh, was it? But we were the higher ranked team.
Oh, definitely, they were way
ladder wise.
But then the bookies got that right.
They did.
We lost.
We can't argue with that.
Fairly convincingly. Yep. So there's something to it. But we will come back to that. Let's quickly cover the ins and outs, and reminding you, of course, that the last time we played, they got the jump on us, beat us convincingly. I think it was round 7.
Yep.
And we have not beaten the Cats since 2018. So it's a bit of a streak. It'd be nice to break it. Let's go through the ins and outs and just talk about potentially what this game could look like. So, should we do the ins?
Yeah, for sure. Do you want me to do that?
Do it.
You go for it. You do it.
Yeah, all right.
It's your multi.
Okay. All right. So ins, Brian.
I'm sort of in the sidecar on this one.
Sure. Okay.
Going around the corner with you.
That never lasts long.
No.
Outs.
I'm waiting for my moment.
Phillips and Shield are out, so the ruck resources are depleted.
Yep.
The Cats. Cameron is back. I said in our preview that he wasn't going to be, but got that wrong again. College Asney in as well, and out Mullen. Tui, who generally plays well against us, so I'm a bit relieved by that. And Radagalia, who also generally...
I think they're just giving him the week off, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah.
Managed?
Oh, well, I mean, let's be honest.
What are you saying?
Well, nothing.
What are you being honest
saying
about?
It's probably the game where they can afford to give him the week off. I mean, the bookies obviously think so.
But, mate, they think it's over. It's over already.
Yeah.
So, the last time we played, if you recall, Draper was in the ruck, and he was winning the tap-outs, but Dangerfield... sharking the ball, running 15 metres, kicking down to Tomahawk, marking 38 metres out, goal.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that both of those players will not have the same quality of game that they had against us in round 7. I think Dangerfield had 15 inside 50s in that game.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, of course, Hawkins kicked his 8 goals.
He did.
His highest ever tally in his career. So... that's one thing we can be reasonably confident about, that they're just not going to replicate that. But, having said that, there's plenty of talent in that Geelong side that can step up and make things a little tricky for us.
Okay, so the theory there is, the thesis that we're developing is that They may still get the same number of forward 50 entries, but it'll be under a bit more pressure.
Under a bit more pressure, and you've got to think that with the form our midfield's been showing in the last few weeks. And look, we don't know exactly how wet it will be, but that's not going to be conducive for sort of pinpoint accuracy in the same way as they were back in round 7.
Right, okay.
That's my thinking anyway.
All right,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So at last week against the Crows, it was under the roof at Marvel. We kind of had a pretty strong feeling about what the game style would be.
Yeah.
We tipped it'd be a bit of a shootout. That all kind of played out.
It did.
I'm struggling against the Cattery with the potential bit of rain to sort of work out, because the ground shape is a bit different.
It's cigar-shaped.
Cigar.
Well, that's the first thing that came to my head. It's like an ink blot.
Right.
It reminds me of a cigar. It's narrow, it's long.
So less space on the
It's
wings.
like a long shaft type shape.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Well, exactly. So
I'm glad you sanitised that a little for this, because that's not how you referred to it.
It brings the
before.
game into a lot more congestion.
Yeah.
Because you don't have those wide open spaces. So that also means that there's a lot of the inside players will be getting a fair bit of the ball, as the game is going to, I think, be contested at ground level.
Right.
Certainly much more so than it was, for example, in our game against Adelaide in the drier conditions
Right.
at Marvel.
Right. Okay. So that all makes sense. So in terms then, let's start perhaps with potential goal kickers. Okay. We've got Zach Merritt playing his 200th game, just in the background as well. It'd be very nice to have a victory there.
Absolutely.
For young Zach. One would assume
27 now.
27 years old.
Yeah.
Is he?
It's just
Wow.
We've watched him grow up.
We have.
Yeah. But we'll come back to Zach.
Yes.
I think
All right.
there's a bit
okay.
to be said about that.
There is indeed. So this could be a game for small forwards.
I would think so.
That's my thinking.
Yes, I would think so.
In terms of choosing any-time goal kickers, you've got Guelphy there and Menzies that I think are in the mix, but I only want to choose 2. So if you can help me narrow this down. And Merritt is at a decent price, which I'm surprised. He's almost $3 to kick a goal, and he keeps kicking goals.
He has been pretty good in the last month or so.
And I just like the fact that it's his 200th game.
Yeah.
There's a bit of
that would get the boys up, wouldn't it?
Pep in the step.
If he was to kick a goal. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going with Merritt for a goal. I think that's a pretty sensible idea.
So I think we'll put that down.
Yeah.
What
else
then
did you have?
Guelphy or Menzies, of the two? I mean, one's a bit more than the other. Guelphy's a bit shorter. Which one are you feeling to continue?
Well,
Obviously,
they've both been pretty handy in front of the goals. I think they both got 2 last week.
They did. So, but against this Geelong defence down there, where are you thinking? Who can sneak
with
one
the
through?
ball probably on the ground a little bit more, given the conditions, I'd be pretty comfortable in either of those guys getting at least 1 goal.
Right.
But my instinct suggests that Guelphy's going to be the better choice.
Right.
Now,
okay.
I'm just saying that. You make the final call, but that's my feeling.
Look, why we sort of just give you the thinking behind these selections, my theory is like last week, for example, we talked about the other potential options that we could have thrown in there. And in fact, had you have done so, it would have been a massive multi. For example, we said Merritt, you could put him in at 30 plus, you could put Menzies down for a goal, you could put Ridley for 15 plus, and I think all of those
they all got
up. And so that could have been hence why we just...
Jeez, why didn't we do that?
Because otherwise we could just do a 1 minute post and just list it down, but we're giving you our thinking. You can play around with it.
Yeah,
make your own call.
I think that's a good idea, but we still will give our preferred.
Yes, we will. At the end, we'll definitely give you what we lock in, what we lock into. So, in terms of 2 goal kickers, I'm just not comfortable. Obviously, Peter Wright's there. He came back with 3 goals, 3 last week.
In perfect conditions.
Right. But now it's against that Geelong defence.
A very strong defence.
Tall timber.
I mean, not to say Adelaide haven't got a decent defence, but you have to say that Geelong are probably better equipped at nullifying his impact on the game.
So I'm not confident there, even though it's a good price. And then you've got Langford, also, for 2 goals of consideration. But what are your thoughts, though, on him and Ridley potentially not playing?
Look, there is, I think, a real chance that Ridley won't play. He's listed to be in the side for sure.
Is this mind games, or do you think he really is trying to
think
recover?
Brad Scott's already shown he has a propensity to kind of play a wild card just before the game, late withdrawal, bring in an emergency. He's done that a few times this season. Ridley is too valuable a player for us to be risking, and I think there's every chance he might miss.
Right.
He was very proppy after that game last week. It's only bone bruising, whatever that is, but at least it's not a structural injury. But why risk him in any way? So that would suggest that perhaps Langford could play a bit more time in defence if Ridley goes out. And I noticed on the emergencies there was Voss listed. Maybe Voss could come into the side, but it would be, again, a long shot given the potential for rain.
Right, okay.
So that sounded like a lot, but in summary, Ridley may miss, in which case that suggests Langford could play more defensively and perhaps not be quite as prolific a goal scorer this week, if at all.
All right. Now, the last time we played Geelong, Laverde was missing as well.
He was, yeah.
Who's he going to
well, you'd have
occupy
to
himself
I think,
with?
Last time around, Brandon Zirk-Thatcher took the tomahawk for a fair bit of the game.
He did.
And was caught out a bit.
Yeah.
Laverde would most certainly be the guy I would send to tomahawk. I think he's just physically a bit stronger.
Yeah.
And therefore, you'd probably see, if Ridley plays, I think Ridley would go with Cameron, but Zirk-Thatcher could also be on Cameron as well.
Right, okay.
Laverde on the tomahawk is pretty much a certainty, I would think.
Okay. So, So we're going to avoid anyone kicking 2 goals for this week. Let's go to just...
This could be a low-scoring game.
Yeah. That feels like it would be that.
Yes.
Like a 75 points
to I think
61.
Anyone who can kick 10 goals in this game is probably going to win it. It's hard to go crazy on selecting goal kickers in what's likely to be a very contested game in heavy conditions.
Yeah, okay. I would agree with that.
But someone's got to kick one, right?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Would have hoped so. Yeah. Now, let's go to disposal selections. Yep. Again, I'm not with the 25 plus disposals. I'm not happy with the prices for Parish or Merit. So I think we avoid that this week.
Yeah.
20 plus disposals. Again, it's whether the choices that I have, and I'd like some help narrowing this down, is Heppel.
Okay.
For 20 plus. He's just been consistent. We kind of overlook him, but he's just there.
He's actually putting together a decent season.
Very much so. Getting the ball. You got Caldwell.
Yeah.
Who's actually a longer price than Heppel, interestingly. Okay. And then and Hobbs, but is there as well. So of those, I wouldn't want to go all 3.
No.
I'd like to think 2 of those.
I would think that Heppel is a pretty good bet. We had was it Caldwell we had last week?
We did. He did only just get over the line, but he did.
It's the sort of game that suits him.
Yes.
I think this is going to be a game where Hobbs and Caldwell will do really well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Heppel is kind of quarterbacking a little bit off the halfback flank. Now, I know a lot of his disposals been a bit flaky this year, but he certainly still gets a lot of the ball.
He just gets there. He just gets to it.
An experienced player. He'll know how to play this game. Particularly at the away ground, a pretty hostile away ground.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think Heppel would be good for that.
Okay,
personally,
all right. Yeah. And Hobbs or Caldwell?
I think if we went Caldwell last week, we'll go Hobbs this week.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I would agree with that.
Just to mix it up a bit.
Yes. Now, so in summary, I've got a wild card to add.
So we've got 4 legs already.
So there are 4 legs there which come to around $8. Okay. Around $8 the price. We'll add it just over.
Just on those 4, right?
$8.15. But I am going to throw in a wild card for the more adventurous types because I don't know. I just got a bit of a feeling.
I'm looking forward to this.
Well,
it's certainly taking a while to come out.
Essendon head to head, adding that in, $3.95. Add that.
So
to
you're
the
going
mix.
with the Cats, eh?
No, I am not.
What do you say?
I'm going Essendon to win. To win the game, throw that in, add that into the mix. That's got to get it over odds of
people
30 to 1.
Words matter, don't they?
But this is an Essendon fan channel,
sure.
And we're coming off a win. We won last week. Like we've delivered somewhat.
I know, but people might actually take this seriously and put a lot of money on it.
Well,
Are you sure?
go for it.
All right.
No.
So you're saying Essendon to win?
Yes.
And
down at the Cattery,
they're currently paying $3.90 on a win.
They are. So it puts this little multi on steroids.
Well,
however, if Essendon fan, you are not a true believer, I get that.
So what would that give you? Like about a $25?
That can happen. Oh, it'd be close to 30 to 1, over 30 to 1.
Geez.
So if you're not a true believer, then fine, leave it out and just stick with what we've just said. So maybe we
all right.
put
So
up
that's
two.
a good way to say.
Maybe you put it.
You
to,
go the first 4 legs.
That's right. If you don't want the pressure, if there's one minute to go and there's 1 point in it, you don't want to feel that stress because it is stressful. We've all been there many times this season. Then leave that out and just enjoy that final few minutes.
But for those who like to live on the edge,
yes, those that like to have years taken off your life, please proceed.
Throw the Dons in as the 5th leg to win.
Throw them in.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it.
Well, I'm glad you are.
It would be nice because
we haven't done our tips apart from anything else.
We haven't. So
I'm guessing on this you're tipping the Dons to win.
I think that we're going to have, by the end of this weekend, we're going to be sitting on 10 victories.
Right.
And I think the Dons will win
sniffing the top 4.
The Dons will win by 9 points down in a scrappy affair, clawing affair down there at the Cattery.
Well, I'm going to be just realistic about this. I don't see us winning, but I'm not losing sleep over that because I have my eyes on the rest of the season. I think we'll lose this game. And I think we'll probably lose it by a few goals, to be honest with you. So, look, no big deal. We're going to come out. We'll crunch the Dogs the week after that. So all is good in the long term.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, well, we shall see.
Shoot me for it.
The good thing here is we can always go to the videotape, can't we?
We can, and
we shall.
and I hope we do.
All right.
All right, so that's it.
Well, there's been another convoluted...
just a summary of all of that we'll put up on the screen.
Yes, we will.
So everyone can put it on pause and take note, get out their phone.
I don't think anyone's doing that.
Well, they might, if they want to get the details and really understand the debate surrounding these choices.
That is
they probably will.
That is the summary, but it does prove to be a very interesting game at the Cattery on Saturday night.
Well, good luck, particularly if you're tipping the Bombers, and please gamble responsibly.
Yeah, please do.
And don't let your wife know. Please. Or your partner, whoever,
whoever's doing the punting in the household.
Yep.
Yeah, keep it on the down low.
Good stuff. Thanks, Joe. That's fantastic. Loving your work.
Thanks again. We really appreciate you watching.
Bye-bye.
Talk soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Meow.